Hello everyone and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host Sheri, and on today's Real Life Friday video, we're gonna make some bone-chilling outdoor Halloween decorations. And we're gonna test some lights that the people over at AngelHalo sent me, because you know, outdoor Halloween time, the lighting, it needs to be on point, and hopefully the people at AngelHalo are going to be able to help us out with that. But first, let's get into the supplies we need to make our spooky outdoor decorations. Okay, so first, the one I'm the most excited about, I will tell you what. You know, as I always do, I was perusing the interwebs and I came across this really cool, it was giving me like Blair Witch Project vibes, a skeleton bone wind chime. The one that I saw that really got my mind a-racing is from the Spirit Halloween store for $29.99. I know, Halloween stuff is so expensive. I can't get over it. And that's why we're making our own stuff, so we could do it on the cheap and it'll look just as good, if not better. Turn your home into a house of horrors this Halloween when you get the skull wind chime. Hang this creepy decoration in your home or on your front porch and prepare to make your neighbors scream their heads off. Well, okay. That is the first thing that we are going to make today. But the second thing we're gonna make is also just as cool. So the second thing I want us to make for outside, again, going off of that lighting theme, I saw these like skeleton hands holding a candle for outside. Here's a set on the Temu, and they're obviously not that expensive. You get a 2-pack, but these ones don't look like they stake into the ground. They look like they're tabletop. It is a 2-piece, 2-pack Halloween skull candle holder, and you get 2 for $4.49. But I wanted something that we could put into the ground to like line our walkway that looks like, you know, the skeleton is rising from the grave and he's coming out with a candle because it's dark outside. So I saw these other ones. I think I saw them on the Amazon Halloween candlelight stake. You get 5 of them for $19.99. I've also seen them on Wayfair, a 5-pack for $83.99. No thank you, ma'am. We're gonna make them. And for both of these DIYs, everything but one supply comes from the Dollar Tree. So just already think of the savings. So for the wind chime, I went all over the land to try to find skeleton bones that were cost effective enough, and I couldn't find any. And I thought, well, if I'm having a hard time finding skeleton bones, you guys are gonna have a hard time too. So I had to come up with an alternative that was cost effective. So all you need to do is pick up your 1 plastic Dollar Tree skeleton head. This is going to be like the top of our wind chime. Then we're gonna run out in the backyard, which I haven't done yet, and we're going to get a stick that's about 15 or 16 inches long. It doesn't need to be that thick of a stick, like the thickness of a Sharpie pen. You're gonna need to find one of those. That's free. Then you're gonna need to get some twine from the Dollar Tree. This is leftover twine from another project, so I didn't go buy new twine because I already had some. Then for fun, which you don't have to do at all, you can get these plastic little baby skeleton heads from the Dollar Tree if you want to. I grabbed them. I may use them. I may not. I also grabbed some of the Dollar Tree's white and black craft paint in case I want to give everything an all-over paint job once I am done. Now, you may be asking yourself, you still haven't addressed the lack of bone parts? Well, that's where your tub of air dry clay comes into play. I was able to get this one at the Target, maybe full price, it was like $5. I did have this air dry clay that I bought maybe 2 Halloweens ago, so I bought this one as a backup in case this one's too hard to use. But we are going to be sculpting our bones out of air dry clay. And to help out with that, I just went online and Googled skeleton bone clip art, and I printed them out on a piece of paper so that I could use these as a template for my bones when I'm making them out of the air dry clay. Really? What's a bone? It's like a long snake with like a nubbin at the top and a nubbin at the bottom. But I just figured it would give me some, you know, different like shapey shapes rather than just a snake. But you could use your imagination on what bones look like, and you can create your own bones. But I want to do some of these bones, and I actually do want to do like a hand. I know it seems a little bit overzealous to build a whole hand out of air dry clay, but I think we can do it because you know at the bottom of a wind chime how there's usually like that flat piece that's the thing that catches the wind. I thought our skeleton hand could be the piece that, you know, catches the wind. And I just thought it would look cute. I know our inspiration doesn't have a hand, and you don't have to include a hand, and who knows, I might not be able to make a hand, so I might not include one either, but I'm gonna give it a try. Really, we just need some bones, and that's it. We're gonna make it out of air dry clay. Now, for the hands with the candle, I was trying to think of how I could recreate those on a budget, and I think I figured out a way. So at the Dollar Tree, they have these skeleton tongs. There's 2 in a package. They are really hard plastic, but I think by using my heat gun, I can heat up the hands and mold the fingers so it holds these little battery operated candles that I got at the Dollar Tree, 2 in a pack for $1.25. So however many you want to stick in your ground, you buy a 2-pack of the hands and a 2-pack of the candles. It is going to be very helpful for this DIY if you have a heat gun. A blow dryer is not going to cut it. You need a heat gun. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, I have heard and have seen, but not have tried, people sticking these in boiling hot water for a while until the plastic gets soft enough for them to manipulate. You could give that a try. Again, I haven't tested that theory because I own a heat gun. But who knows if the heat gun will work? We may be boiling up some water, but I feel like the heat gun's gonna work and we'll be able to bend these fingers so that they can hold this candle. That's really all you need for this DIY. So now that we have our supplies, I wanna go ahead and get started first on making our bones out of the air dry clay because they need to air dry and that's gonna take a while. And while they're air drying, we can work on the skeleton hands and manipulating those. The inspiration is really cute. It definitely gives like Blair Witch Project vibes, which I love. They have like a bone going through the skeleton head, like drilled a hole through like where his ear would be and his ear would be. Well, we're not gonna make a bone. That's where our stick is gonna come into play. So we're gonna have one stick coming out here, and then from the stick, we're gonna tie our twine down and then tie on our various bone pieces. And then they have like bird skull heads, and so that's why I got these, because I thought maybe in place of the bird skull heads we could just put these little shrunken skull heads, but we're gonna play around with it. We are just using this spirit wind chime as our inspiration, but since we're making it ourselves, we could do whatever we want. That said, I'm kind of excited. I am really kind of excited to make these bones. I'm gonna open up my tub of air dry clay, which again, not expensive. I really don't think it was more than $5. Can't use this one because it's all dried up. I don't even know why I'm putting it back into this baggie. Again, super easy. I don't think you need to be a sculptor to do this. It clearly says white, but unless it dries white, that is beige. That is tan and taupe. Maybe it dries white, I don't know. Even if it doesn't dry white, that's why I got the paint, just in case. I'm not worried about it. I mean, maybe it's a perfect match and then we don't have to paint anything. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't think we need to be a sculptor. I mean, get the kids involved for Pete's sakes. I'm just gonna make a snake, however I think the thickness of a bone would be. Since I have my little template here, I'm gonna lay it on my little template and then I'm gonna like pinch and pull and manipulate and add some clay to it and then make bones and then let them dry. Okay, First set of bones done. It actually wasn't that bad at all. When I initially started, I rolled the snake and then I was pressing it onto the paper. That made the side that was touching the paper flat, and I wanted it more round. So I redid the snake, but did not press into the paper because I was reading the directions for the clay, and you can use water to join pieces together. So once I had my snake and I needed these little offshoots, I just rolled more snakes and then pressed them, and then I got a little paintbrush with water, and then I smoothed out as best as I could all my seams to make sure that they didn't break apart when it's dry. I can't guarantee they're not gonna break apart once it's all dry, but I feel like we're in a good spot. I've got some tibias, some fibias, some finger bones, whatever. And now I want to attempt the hand. I have 10 bones here. So if I wanted to stop here, fill in with some of the skulls, I totally could. I might make extra bones to have extra in case something goes wrong with these bones. The easiest bone, I'll tell you, is this one right here. You can make a ton of those. And I actually really like this clay. It's like legit clay. However, it does say it's gonna take 2 to 3 days to dry. So get on it right now because there's not that much time left before Halloween. And if this takes 2 to 3 days to dry, we gotta get it together now. The easy bones, what I did is I just rolled a snake, however long I wanted it. Then I held the end like this, like pinched it, but not a full pinch. Gentle hold pinch. And then I took this finger and I smushed it down. And then I kind of like did that. And then you have like kind of a good bone end. And then I just kind of manipulated where I was pinching to get it to go back around. Then flip it, gentle pinch, press it. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Just take the middle and gently roll. And then if you feel like you need to, you could get your paintbrush with water and smooth out like any creases you may have. But for the most part, I think that's fine. That's a fine bone. I'm gonna leave that right there. That's a good bone. I like that size. I might make one more that size, that shape, and then we'll work on the hand. Okay, so I made my skeleton hand. He might have a little bit of arthritis and he also might break. But halfway through, I was like, hey, you could have just purchased a skeleton hand from the Dollar Tree. You have to go back to the Dollar Tree anyways. Everybody wants you to make those home talk sconce things. I could have just purchased a skeleton hand, but I made one. Then I was like, even if you didn't want to purchase that skeleton hand because it's kind of huge, you could have just purchased another one of these and chopped off his hand and used that, which I might still do because I don't think it's gonna stay. It might not make it in the final piece, but now all of this has to dry. And while this is drying, we can get started on these. Okay, so it is the next day. I moved them to the kitchen so that Carl didn't get to them. And every so often I would go in the kitchen and do a little flip action to make sure each side was fully drying out. And this morning when I did my flip action, we had a casualty. And we didn't just have one casualty, we had two. Oh, now we just have three. Yeah. I'm hoping that when the bones are perfectly dry, they will be less fragile because it's not gonna be much of a wind chime if they hit each other and then they break. But I also feel like I could glue it if I really need to. And secondly, even without this little thing, it still looks like a bone. So I'm not worried. They do feel pretty solid. Now the directions did say 2 to 3 days to dry, depending on the thickness and whatnot. I'm not gonna get overzealous. I don't want to rush this because I don't want my bones to break.
They called me Mr. Glass.
But as they are drying, I am noticing that they are turning a little bit more white. So they are getting a very nice bone color to them, which I like. We just need to keep our fingers crossed and make sure I don't break anymore. If the clay bones don't work out, which I hope they do work out because it's gonna look super cute. If the clay bones don't work out, guess what? We'll just use more sticks and these plastic skull heads and still make just as cute of a wind chime without bones. So there is a backup plan, but they're gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And because it's fine, we're moving on. Yeah, get your skeleton hands, get your candles, and if you got one, get your heat gun. If not, go boil some water. So this one's gonna be really easy. You may wanna get like some sort of a hot pad. I'm not sure how hot these are going to get, but we may wanna have like a hot pad or something on hand. I want this part to be like the stake that goes into the ground. So we can't really have our hand be upright like this because I want it to hold the candle. I want it to be like this. So my first order of business is I wanna heat up the wrist joint and bend the wrist thumb up on the bend. So this is my thumb. I want to bend it this way. So just gonna heat this and we'll see. Okay, so after holding the heat gun onto here for, I don't know, I wasn't timing it, maybe like a minute or so, it was getting flexy. Every time I would, flex it down, it would kind of want to pop back up into place. So I got a bowl of ice water so that when I heat it and bend it, I can freeze it in time in its new position. Now, as I was sitting here heat gunning, I was like, oh, because I borrowed this from my work. I technically don't own this. My work owns it, but it is a Black & Decker, and I see people with heat guns all the time. I should probably look for one on like the Amazon, and if I find one that's not, I don't even know how expensive these are, but I feel like they're not that expensive. And they're not good just for bending plastic. You can also use them to like remove paint, all sorts of stuff. And if I find one that's cheap enough, I'll link it in the description box below. But in the meantime, I'm gonna melt this again and see if I can bend it into its position. Well, would you look at that? Now, this part of the plastic is a little bit thick, so I anticipate the fingers will go a little bit faster, but once it is ready to bend, it is ready to bend. Like, I would heat for a little bit and then test, and it would give me some resistance, but when I would heat for a little bit more, it was super easy, and now, look at that. All we have to do now is take our candle, because right now, I need to fold this thumb, like bend it so it's closer in and holds the candle snugly. Can you see it? It's gonna look so cute. I'm thinking maybe just only bend the thumb and not do anything with the fingers, because if I bend the fingers around, it kind of takes away from the fact that it's a skeleton hand. If I can just get the thumb like tight around here to where this holds in, I think we'll be good. So I'm gonna heat up the thumb in like this knuckle area and try to, and then as I'm bending it, maybe shove this in to like bend it around and then dunk it. This part is still warm to the touch, so be careful. And if you don't have a heat gun and you're trying this the boiling water method, I've never tried it. You're doing it at your own risk, so be careful. That said, let's bend the thumb. It worked. It worked, and so the candle isn't sitting right, but I'm wondering if we could like do like sticky tack or hot glue or something right there to get it to stand straight. But all I did was curve the thumb around tighter. It did get hot. I was kind of wishing for a hot pad right about then, but I just dunked it in the water and it was fine. So yeah, it's doable and it's totally easy. So let's do the rest. And then we gotta get the batteries for these. Dollar Tree, it takes two AAA batteries to make this one thing work. So yeah, make sure you have enough batteries for these because they take two each. So now that we know we can do one, let's do the rest. Well, look at that. All of my hands are done. I did plug in my hot glue gun to see if I could, secure these a little bit better. It was a tough go, but if you put the hot glue on and then hold it forever and ever and ever and ever, then it holds. And I found some batteries for this one. I need to go buy batteries, but look at it. How cute. And we were able to make a set of 2 for $2.50. A set of 4 for $5. A set of 6 for $7.50. I tell you what, and those are gonna look so spooky and so creepy when it's nighttime and these are in the spooky graveyard. Oh, I love it. So I've glued 2 and I just have 4 more to glue and then they're all secure and ready to go. And I can't wait to see them in the night. But since it's still daylight, we do have some time. And remember, I mentioned we have another lighting fixture that we need to look at and get installed before it gets too dark so that we can see those in the night. And here are the lights that AngelHalo sent me to test. Don't they look amazing? RGB with AI colorful control. Unlock endless possibilities with your lighting. Smart outdoor neon rope lights. And look, you can make shapes. You can make like a spooky ghost or a witch. Or I love how they have like lined the walkway, app dimming, optional modes, 16 million colors, and voice control. Ooh, I wonder if they're like the ones that I put on my roof where they'll dance to the music. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. So, like I mentioned, AngelHalo sent me these in hopes that I would test them. Just because they sent these to me does not mean that this is a sponsored video. We're gonna test these lights just like we have all of the other lights that they sent, and we're gonna see how we like them. But before we can do that, let's jump onto their Amazon page, see how much they are, what it's all about. Outdoor neon rope lights, waterproof with DIY scene modes, music sync. They are $99. They have a 16.4 foot version, that's the $99 version, and they also have a 32.8 foot version that is $159. Not cheap, but if you can leave them up all year round, it's kind of worth it. Need I remind you that since I put up the Eve lights, I no longer have to put up Christmas lights this year or any year. And I also have Halloween lights and Thanksgiving lights and security lights and all the lights. And I never have to take anything up or down ever again. So if we can leave these in place, $99 or $159, it's kind of worth it. But let's see what these are all about. Enhanced flexibility, crafted with softer, high-grade silicone, the AngelHalo neon rope light boasts 20% more flexibility than typical neon strips. Its superior translucency and anti-yellowing ensure brilliant, enduring neon effects. Okay, 60 LEDs per meter for unmatched brilliance. This high-density LED arrangement provides a vivid, uniform glow without any dark spots. They have a little side picture here. Sorry, I got sidetracked. With these going up around their door with a bunch of like pumpkins and Halloween things and a skeleton thing, and it looks amazing. We might have to do that. AngelHalo outdoor lights allow for personalized color setting. I know, I'm getting sidetracked, but it's just making me think of the lights I put on my eaves. You guys, I'm telling you, I customized all of these fun settings for the different holidays, like 4th of July, forget about it. My house was lit up, red, white, and blue, motion, everything. It was amazing. I love those lights. And if these are anything like those, I'm very excited indeed. But I digress, let's read on. They are ideal for brightening your yard, garden, or lawn, creating a Halloween festive, it says Halloween. You know how normally they're like festive? This one specifically says Halloween. Creating a Halloween festive atmosphere wherever you need. I love it already. These lights are built to withstand any weather, providing reliable year-round illumination for a mesmerizing ambiance. And effortless installation, that's what I'm wondering about. Neon rope lights come with 30 mounting clips and screws for easy wall installation, plus 30 regular ground stakes for versatile, that's how you get them on your walkway with the ground stakes, ensuring a stable and secure application in any outdoor setting. We gotta open the box, man. I am excited. Dun 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 dun. Okay, a big old roll. Okay, wowzers. I didn't even see how many feet they said. Oh my gosh, there's so many things, guys. There's so many things. Okay, we've got our rope lights. Oh, screws and little molly bolt situations. We've got a remote control, which is very cute because I can't tell you how many of these remote controls I have, which I don't necessarily need because everything's controlled by the app on my phone. Oh, ooh, these are nice. These are the ground stakes. So we might have to test this. So you just stick this in the ground and then there's this little U-shaped thing where the rope light kind of just goes into. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen the people at Christmas time, which I did try a couple of years, but it just doesn't look as good, where they do this sort of a situation with Christmas lights, like the traditional kind, and they stake them in and then they have their Christmas lights outlining like their yard or their walkway. Every time I bought those dang stakes, they didn't like hold the Christmas lights in right and they were all crooked and cattywampus and I just never liked them. And so try to do it and then it just didn't look good to me, so then I would take them out and waste all my time. But with this, and if I can do the same lighting that I have my Halloween outdoor lights set for with this on like a pathway, oh my gosh, I am in heaven. So you get, I don't know how many are in this bag, but there's a whole nother bag in here. Wow. Okay, good. I'm loving it. Let's plug them in and see what they look like. Okay, so I just plugged them in. I didn't even unfurl them and they just went on clear or white. They're very bright indeed. I have the lights on in the house and it's daytime outside and they're still that bright. I'm just pressing the button on the cord to change the lights because I haven't added them to my app yet. There's red. Wow, those are bright. There's green. They're gonna be able to see your house from space. Blue. Ooh, like an orangey moody color. And then back to white. Oh! Okay, these are cool. And I just still have them wound up in their donut. They're not even extended all the way. Ooh! This is amazing. I just want to keep it in this loop. Look at how cool that looks. I love lighting. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. Everybody calm down. Hold on. We got to get these on the app. We got to figure out where we're putting them. So many things. I was thinking, you know how normal rope lights, the ones that are like in those plastic tubes, you see the dots. We have them at the pole studio, lining like the baseboard, and they look really, really cool, but you could see like the individual dots. Now I get why they call these neon. This looks more like a neon sign. I wanted to say I could see the individual light bulbs, but I really can't. So it just looks like a neon. People are gonna think that you're like so bougie that you lined your house with neon. This is so cool. I was really thinking like, ooh, wouldn't these be fun to like put around the new deck and do that? But then I go, I don't want them out front for Halloween, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, look at these. This is so cool. Look at it. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. I gotta think about where to put these. It's so hot outside right now. I don't even want to go out there, but then I do want to put these up. And super flexy. I mean, the people that are making like Christmas trees and stuff on their fence out of this, I feel like that's gonna take too much time. I just want to line something. Tell me also too, like I could give this to Davis and he would put it in his bedroom and he would have a field day. Your kids could like write their name in the 16-foot one for $99, not the 32-foot one for $160. I'm just saying, but come on. Okay, seriously, I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna put them, and the next time you see them, they'll be up. I gotta sync them with my app and all that good stuff. I also need to finish gluing the candlesticks on my skeleton fingers, and if our bones would ever dry, we need to build our wind chime. Yeah, we still have a lot to do. Guys, I can't get enough of these lights. I set them up for Halloween mode like I did my ones that I have on my eaves. Look it! There's Carl, he's enjoying the light show. Oh, and Joe. You can curve, they're flexy. You can curve them, you can make shapes. Don't make me make a giant S on my front porch. Seriously, these are amazing. Okay, so it is the next day again, and I have officially decorated the outside. I put in those amazing neon rope lights, so as soon as it gets dark, you will get to see those. I also staked all of my skeleton hand candle situations. Those are out in my spooky graveyard. So the only thing left that we have to finish up is our skeleton wind chime. My bones have been officially drying, I guess 3 days. So I have the bones, even though I have a couple casualties. I did run out into my backyard and I found a stick. So basically, we just need to cut a hole in either side of our skeleton head so that we can poke this stick through, and then from the stick we will tie our twine and our bones. Seems pretty easy to me, so let's get to it. These skulls are so thin plastic. I just have a pair of scissors, and I think probably around here, I want to try to get it in the right position on the left side and the right side, but if it's a little crooked, it's fine. So be careful. I'm going to open up my scissors, and then I'm going to poke into the side of his face. I think about his jaw. Yeah. And I'm going to do a little spinny spin to make the hole kind of big. Spinny spin it. Look at how easy it was to make holes in this skull. Not very hard at all. The hardest part's probably gonna be fishing this stick through here. Shove him in. Ooh, yeah. Get him through this side over here. Oh, there he comes. Oh, yes. Little twist action. Try to get my skull in the center of my stick. Now, we do have to, because we want to hang this like a wind chime, so we want to punch a little tiny hole in the top of his head and then take our twine, tie a couple of knots, shove it through, and then probably hot glue for security. But we can worry about that after we do our little dangling bone situations. The wind chime that I got the inspiration from, it just basically had like boom, 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 cut at different lengths with bones tied to it. I almost feel like I want to do another one in like his bottom jaw, coming down a string. Again, creative license. I'm just going to cut some twine and tie some bones together. Maybe pull up that picture for more inspiration and just start tying them on. It's pretty easy. Let's just tie some bones together and put them on this stick. He has two coming down from either side and then one coming down from his chin. So we need to punch some more holes. Okay, that was easy enough. I just poked the holes in. I didn't even use hot glue because I feel like I tied like 3 knots in each side. Maybe I'll put a little dab of hot glue, but I just poked my hole, tied 3 knots, used my scissors to shove the knots inside of the holes I made, and now we've got those 3. Yeah, they did 2 on either side, here and here. So we just need to do that and then tie on all of our bones. And then we're done. Oh, after we put our head hanger in, then we're done. Okay, I have all of my strings on and I put my hanger on because I figured while I'm building it, I might want to like hold it up and see how everything's dangling. I left them really long because what I liked is they tied like little knots every now and again when they were tying in their bones. So I have my bones and I have my bag of skeleton heads. I'm just gonna play around with it. I do like in the inspiration, they have taken some of their bones and like tied 2 bones together and put them on. I think that looks pretty cute. 9, 10, 11, 12 bones to work with. I do have some hands if I want to use these hands. And then I also have my skeleton heads. Yeah, I'm just gonna tie some bones on and make it look cute and scary. Okay, so I'm almost done putting on my bones and my skeleton heads. Now for the baby skeleton heads, I found it was easier to get kind of a bigger, thicker needle with a big eye. Then you could thread your twine through this and then poke into the skeleton head top and then all the way through the bottom and then just pull it out and then tie a knot. So that's how I did those. Now, not gonna lie, these air dry clay bones that I made. The bigger ones, I wasn't being careful. I was kind of manhandling this one. I broke it. So where you see twine in the middle is because hot glue wouldn't keep it together. So I hot glued it together and then I hot glued twine around the break. Yeah, that one I broke, but the rest are doing okay. As you can see, I took some creative license. I put another stick here. I just kind of thought it would look cute, and it does. And it gives off super duper Blair Witch vibes. So far, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's pretty cool. For the most part, aside from the stick right here, I've been using the inspiration photo to see where they put little skulls and bones and whatnot, but it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna finish tying on my last 2 clusters of bones. I'm gonna go find a spot outside for this to hang, and then I will show you the final reveal of everything. We're talking wind chime, skeleton hands, and neon rope light. Okay, I am out front and I have everything set up, and I'm gonna show it to you fast because even though I sprayed on the mosquito repellent, they're eating me alive. One just landed on my cheek. So, are you ready to see the final reveal? Because here it comes. Spooky skeleton wind chime. Dun 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 dun. Look at him. He's amazing. Are you ready for the skeleton hands holding the candles? Look at them in my spooky graveyard. People are gonna be so scared. Look at how cute they are in here. I love it. And then above is my skeleton wind chime. I gotta turn him around a little bit because he wants to face the wall instead of out. I'll fix that, don't you worry. And the piece de resistance, the neon rope lights. Dun 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 dun. Ooh. And I put them on the same pattern as my house lights. They're all, this is Halloweened up. And look, I even put a little skeleton hand right there. Those rope lights are amazing. The curve is so awesome. Now, it's not super dark right now, but it's pretty dark and it looks okay good, but I'll show you some super nighttime footage as well so you can see how glowy it actually is. Okay, it's fully dark outside. You can see. Are you ready for the full out nighttime view of the Halloween decorations? Because here they come. Pretend you're a trick-or-treater. How scared would you be coming up to my front door? Let me know in the comments below. Ooh, so spooky. Look at those neon rope lights. I love them. Little sneak peek of a cemetery. Oh no. Oh, Mom, I don't want to go up to the front door. It's too scary. I mean, look at that street sign that was made last year. All of the house lights. Oh no, I want to turn back, but I can't because I want candy. And you walk up and you see the hanging skeleton bone wind chime and all of these skeleton hands coming out of the grave with their candlesticks to light the way. I know. And I don't even have pumpkins yet. That's just how amazing the house looks already. Well, that's it. 2 more amazing Halloween DIYs done. And I couldn't be happier. You know, I was filming the, nighttime, and I was trying to think, which of these DIYs do I love the most? When I came into it, it was for sure the skeleton bone wind chime. But now that I see those hands with the candles, that might have to be the one. And we made all 6 of those for $7.50. And I could keep making more. I could line my whole walkway. I just need to go over to the Dollar Tree and get more tongs and more of those candles. So cheap and so easy. I'm not even kidding with you right now. If you don't make anything this Halloween, you should try to make those. Your neighbors will be super jealous. I'm just saying, they'll be super jealous. And a super big thank you to AngelHalo for sending those neon rope lights for me to test. I love them. And I can't wait to find their permanent home once Halloween is over. And if you guys are interested in them, I will leave the link to their Amazon page in the description box below. And if you are interested in getting them, let me know in the comments below, because I love to hear the things that you guys purchased that I've tested. It gets me excited, because if I really like something, I feel like you're gonna really like it. And so when you guys do get it, I wanna hear all about it. So be sure to leave me some comments below. And that said, if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the Real Life Friday videos I push out. Now, remember, this is just Halloween time. I know we're doing a lot of DIYs on the Fridays, but that's not always gonna be the case. Fridays, it's real life, it's a grab bag. So make sure you're subscribed, you have the notification bell rung, because you're not gonna wanna miss one of the Real Life Friday videos. And if you liked this video, be sure to share it with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.